Well, and for more on that ADB meet, we are now joined by our correspondent from Noida, Sidhant Sibal. Well, Sidhant, the Prime Minister there focusing very strongly on infrastructure, also poverty alleviation, and giving a direction for the whole of Asia. Give us an idea of, the key points that he made.
Well, the Prime Minister's speech was divided into two main parts. One was the rise of Asia, the challenges in front of Asia, what Asia has to look after. And the other part was selling the India story there. What has India done for alleviation of poverty? What has India done for infrastructure development? Prime Minister to the rest of the people, because there are 4,000 people from the entire Asian continent and from rest of the world here gathered in Greater Noida. So he wanted to sell the India growth story. He enumerated the various policies by the central government, which includes the Manrega. He also talked about the food security legislation, which he said will be soon legalized, and other ways. About Asia, he said he used a typical line, which is his own line, which he even used in the 1991 budget speech, that time has come for Asia, the rise of Asia. It cannot be stopped. He said that Asia is pivotal, crucial and vital for the world economy, and how Asian economy has led the recovery, especially after 2008.
Right, absolutely, Sidhant. Developing countries are the growth engines of the world economy, and most of them are in Asia when we look at it. But let's understand, what kind of investments can come into the country, and the direction that the ADB can give to investment into India. Give us an idea of what this conference is looking at in the broad, on the larger level.
Well, on the larger level, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said that more firepower is needed for these multilateral institutions. He talked about how IMF's firepower was increased by emerging economies like China and India to help rescue the Eurozone economies. Similarly, he said that Asian Development Bank should increasingly use more resources. It should it should use the various saving schemes across the world into developing infrastructure in Asia. The main emphasis of his speech was infrastructure development, and herein he used how ADB can help in development of infrastructure in Asia. He said China has a good amount of infrastructure, but it's about India and rest of Asia where infrastructure is vital, not only for development but for connectivity. He called for development of infrastructure across the border. A common unity, a theme underlining his speech was how Asia can be interrelated to each other, how all the countries can have a symbiotic mutual relationships with each other and work for a larger cause of development of economies across Asian region.
Right, Sidhant, thanks very much. Yes, the Prime Minister very clearly said that India is committed to the integration of Asia and looking east.